What's happening? What's up? Today is Saturday, October 20th. Welcome back to the greatest fucking podcast on earth, the LeVar Walker Daily Show podcast. Hope you're doing well. Hope I'm finding you in great spirits. But I just came to talk to you today. A lot of shit on my mind. Like Netflix, man. I don't understand, but Netflix got too much shit. Netflix needs to come up with a way where you can filter through all of this shit that they have on here. Because there are like 30 million movies and television shows, and it seems to take a longer time finding something great to watch than it does to actually watch a movie. So they need to filter some shit. They trying to like downsize. They got rid of Luke Cage. I really wasn't into Luke Cage. That shit was, I don't know, he was cool, but I just didn't really get into him. You know, I fuck with Black Panther. And, you know, we talk about black superhero. What the fuck? Why are we just gonna stop fucking with Hancock? Hancock was that guy. Like, I don't understand people. Like, Hancock was dope because Hancock, a lot of people could relate to. Hancock was a superhero. He had problems. He was an alcoholic and shit. And, you know, he helped the community. So we need to get back to Hancock, man. If we're going to do all these superhero movies and shit like that, let's bring that back. Let's bring that back. If we're going to do a Luke Cage, come on, with a Hancock Netflix special. They could probably get some. I don't know if Will Smith got time to play it, but it'll be dope if he did, you know? So I just had to come in touch to talk to you because I'm like, shit, what am I doing? I'm sitting around. I'm twiddling my fucking thumbs. Let me get on here and talk. I was trying to watch, I watched a good special the other day. And if you have time, check it out. It's a special on A&E about Chris Rock. And Chris Rock is basically, they did a documentary on Bring the Pain. His one of his, I guess, classic specials. And it just showed like the trials and tribulations that Chris Rock went through, you know, as he became a comedian and actually hitting that level of success and then kind of falling off and building himself back up. I think that's one of the great things about being a good comedian is you're going to, you know, a lot of the greats really hit a level of success, lose every fucking thing and come back. And I mean, that pretty much sets you apart from everything else. And I mean, he talked like one of the things that stood out to me on that special, well, on this documentary was when he was on Saturday Night Live and he was pretty much supposed to be the guy filling the shoes of Eddie Murphy, which, I mean, it was basically an impossible task in the 80s and 90s because Eddie was clearly the king of the world. But what struck me further on that was when he was doing comedy. They really wasn't fucking with him on Saturday Night Live. He was kind of bombing on there. And then, like, you know, the big explosion of the Def Jam era and all this explosion of blackness, and they wasn't really fucking with him. He really didn't know where to fit in at because he wasn't typically a Def Jam comic. But what really struck me was when this man had to open up for a young comedian named Martin Lawrence back in 92. Understand, in 92, 93, Martin was the fucking king of the earth. Like, that was a feat within itself for a man to try to follow Martin Lawrence during that era. And I couldn't imagine, just with the high energy of Martin, the voices, the physicalities, the facial expressions. Martin was magical. And when I think of who inspired me to do comedy, I would have to say it was definitely Martin Lawrence. I watched Martin. I wanted to be Martin Lawrence in high school. I acted out every episode of Martin, and that was a feat. So salute to Chris Rock, because Martin got up there basically and just tore the fucking stage down, and it was very difficult for Chris to follow him. He basically bombed after that, and that still fucks with him until this day. But he came back and he brought us Bring the Pain, which was a great special. So there you have it. Chris Rock, ladies and gentlemen. But Chris Rock's success, which is great success, and we noticed like how he didn't really fit into that Def Jam era, the Comic View era, is because there is a different level of, you know, how you get to where you gotta go, how you get to your destination. As long as you arrive, it's a win. Let me say that first and foremost before I go into this. But there is definitely two different levels in stand-up comedy where you have a mainstream level of stand-up where in that mainstream level, like a lot of industry will pull certain comedians, black comedians. And a big trend in pulling these black comedians is the nerd black guy, the black guy you see him in the clubs. They kind of go like this. Hey, how you guys doing tonight? Very quiet. They don't really fucking move. Hella deadpan. And that is what the industry tells us is fucking hilarious. Meanwhile, on the other side, you have what I would consider to be the Chitlin circuit, but I don't really believe the Chitlin circuit really exists for strong black urban comedians, because that circuit of what we had has been taken over and it's been dominated by the Instagram generation. You know, like the younger Instagram guys and shit. So there's really no type of, there's just no infrastructure for that shit at this point in time. And I think if you're a comedian and you're listening to this and you want to go a traditional route and you're funny, probably mainstream would be your best bet. But I would say if you are doing the mainstream, stay original as possible, be honest and tell your story on that other side. Because I think like just on some black comedy shit, coming up in the comedy clubs and all that shit is dead. I think your comedy club now, as far as urban entertainment is concerned, is definitely the internet. It's definitely Instagram. It's definitely that medium of who has the most followers. It's definitely that medium of the promoter. I don't give a fuck. I want to sell tickets, which I understand because it's a business. But the art form itself is lost and it's dying. You know, like it's really fucking dying. It's very troubling. You know, I see guys, man, who are really, because first and foremost, I'm a fan of stand-up comedy. And the thing about it, you know, I just want to be able to go somewhere and watch a motherfucker and say, man, I don't deserve what that guy has, or I don't deserve to be in that particular space because I don't have the talent and I need to work harder and write harder. Well, that's not the case, especially at this point in my career. It just seems to be a big fucking popularity contest that we're in. However, the industry, from what I can see, to some degree, they still value talent. They still value some form of talent. So I don't fucking know. And please, the best advice is no advice. So don't listen to shit I'm saying. Just write it down. And plus, I just wanted to talk to you today. So that's one of the main things. They were talking about this Drake. It was interesting to me. They were talking about the Drake and Pusha T beef. And people are going on and on about how Pusha T beat Drake. And I think short term, yes. Lyrically, yes. Pusha T definitely beat Drake, and Pusha T won a battle. But he clearly lost a long war. And I mean, that guy's had a great career. You know, he got Ferraris, he got the bread and shit. But there's no competing with Drake. that's like, I don't even know how to explain that shit. Like, to compete with that's almost like a nigga like Cisco trying to compete with Michael Jackson at his height. I don't see it. Like, the bars and shit was cool. I fuck with Drake. I'm a Drake fan. I like his vulnerability. I like how he raps about his truth. And I think, like, when it comes down to rap and hip hop, for me, it's like listening to somebody's truth and listening to the shit that they're going through. Because, I mean, like, even me, I try to at least stay honest on stage, you know? And even honest in the podcast. Like today, I was at work, and a guy asked me, say, God damn, man. You know, of course, I've been in Uncle Drew. I was on Real Sitcom, and I got the special and all this shit. Hey, man, you still work? Nigga, yeah. Well, why you still working? Nigga, I need money. I need money. Let me make this clear to you all. Let me make this clear. A lot of people do a lot of things in entertainment. You know, you got a dream. I'm not knocking your dream. But let me tell you something. There's almost, can I say this? I don't even know if it's a middle class in comedy. I mean, you get what you can. You eat whatever you can fucking kill. But to really get to that point where you living good, man, them dates, you got to be selling hella fucking tickets. And that's for any artist, singer, rapper. If you're not selling them tickets and that fucking merchandise, man, you haven't really arrived. So it's a lot of things you got to do. Shit, you got to get money. Because your ass going to be sitting in the house. And even if you got a special, what a lot of comedians fail to realize is that specials aren't special, sir. Specials are not special. Specials are fucking regulars. There's 40 million niggas with a special, and nobody gives a fuck about your goddamn special, other than the fans that you have already earned. That's it. Nobody fucking cares. Nobody cares about a special. Nobody. And people don't want to believe that, but it's the truth. Nobody cares. Nobody. So all these specials are coming and going. Nobody's watching that shit. And to show you how unspecial comedy specials are, Netflix is dropping 48 motherfucking specials on the same fucking day. How special is that? Like, I remember when specials back in the day, you talk about the 80s, 90s, you know, when Martin got a special, that motherfucker earned that shit. He had a show, he had a, you know what I mean? It's like similar to Rail. Like, Rail hit, he had his special, he got his sitcom. Like, that was pretty much the formula. But now, everybody got a special, including myself. I'm not taking myself out of that. I got one. It was great money. One of the biggest payday in my comedy career. I thought I had made it just off the money. But no, I still have, I guess, a lot of work to do. Or I'm not going to even call it work, but a lot more fun to have. I hate to compare entertainment to fucking work. I hate when I hear people go, oh, especially like reality stars and shit, and niggas that pop up off the web. Oh, I work so hard. No, you didn't work. No. Working is standing on your motherfucking feet for 15 hours a day, giving flu shots and dealing with people's shit all fucking day. That's work. But this shit that I'm doing right now and making the videos, that's not fucking work. That's not work at all. And I think it's a slap in the face to real working people when entertainers say that bullshit. It's not work. Driving a fucking truck and unloading that motherfucker every day is work, nigga. This shit we do is not fucking work. It's not. It's not. I've worked at fucking grocery stores where I had to unload a 1,500 fucking pieces off a truck at 13. Me and two other niggas in the heat with no shirt on in the back of a goddamn black-owned supermarket. I know about work, and this ain't it. It's not it. So, just thought I would give you that. Also, too, I read where birth rates are really declining. Like, we're not having children anymore. People are having children, and women are having children in their 40s. And it's saying our population, if we don't start fucking and having babies, everybody fucking, ain't nobody having kids. And they're wondering why. The government is wondering why we're not having babies. People aren't fucking having babies, government, because people can't fucking afford to have babies. They can't. It costs me with insurance $6,000 to have my child. $6 fucking grand. That's with fucking insurance. Then, people trying to get more educated. People trying to get fucking money at the end of the day. People don't give a fuck. They pricing people out of cities and shit because of the rents. Like, of course people aren't having kids. Colleges is the fucking tuition is sky fucking high. Of course people aren't having children. That's why. That's fucking why. Who got time to fuck when we got to get up and get this goddamn money all fucking day? Ain't people scared to have kids. Scared. So that's why. So I'm going to end y'all with that. I'm going to end you with that note tonight. And I want to thank you for listening. And I'm thankful to be here. I really want to listen. If you could take the time, because we had this has got to be episode 125. If you could take the time to go into the reviews on the podcast and just comment, let me know what you think about the podcast. Let me know what I can do better. Let me know your likes and your dislikes. Let me know. Hit me up. Instagram, Twitter, wherever. Let me know. I want this shit to be the best motherfucking podcast. I want to be able to put my voice out and my thoughts. And I want us to grow. I want me and you to grow and grow and grow. And come on one accord and help to make the world a better fucking place. So please comment, DM me, let me know what you like, what you don't like, and let's just build this shit. How can I be better? How can I help to serve you better? So thank you for listening. I'm thankful to talk to you, and I will see you tomorrow. I got to go do a show tonight. I'm doing a 1 a.m. show, and I'm going to just work some shit out. So see you tomorrow. And this has been another episode of LeVar Walker Daily Podcast Show.